healthy community is where each person can be equally involved in their community, no matter their standing in that community, and that they will be treated fairly, no matter their standing in that community. And that requires a culture that understands a balance between freedom and responsibility. And on the one hand, freedom, and I would say freedoms that are enshrined in the United States Constitution, in our First Amendment, in our Fifth Amendment, in our 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, that really make it possible for each individual to be free and for others to be free. Each person has to grant others dignity. And I think dignity is one of the most bedrock principles in a healthy community, because I have to see you, recognize your worth, and say, I live for your worth also. I can't just exist for myself. I have to live for other people. I have to be willing to give myself to something greater. If I want to be healthy, then you have to be healthy. In a letter from a Birmingham jail, Dr. King quoted Martin Buber about the I-thou relationship. And I have to believe that you are a full person who is owed what I am owed. And if I can see that in you, which, as we know right now, can be very difficult in an incredibly fractured country. But if I'm going to be in community with you, I have to see that you are a thou from my I. We owe one another dignity and proceed from there. It's a tall order right now. Our best shot at doing that, I'm not going to think about the nation. I'm going to think about where I live, because that's where I can do it. I have this Wendell Berry quotation: a community is the mental and spiritual condition of knowing that a place is shared and that the people who share the place define and limit the possibility of each other's lives. It is the knowledge that people have of each other, their concern for each other, their trust in each other, the freedom with which they come and go among themselves. The two most powerful and life-meaningful institutions that we have that can be
under the radar.
Under the radar. But the municipal government and the school district shape life. I've been fortunate to be in both, in Southern Center County, in the State College area, where I serve on that school district, and I used to be on the Ferguson Township Board of Supervisors. We have a history of cooperative government through our Council of Governments here, geographically coterminous with the State College Area School District. That cooperation has been formalized through an intergovernmental solar power purchase agreement, where one school district, a council of governments, a county government, 2 authorities, and 5 municipalities aggregated their electricity for a shared 15-year solar power agreement. And there's climate planning that's shared between the municipal governments here. But since I'm on the school board and we're doing a district-wide facilities master plan, and I'm aware of the climate planning in the area and land use planning, et cetera, I can say, well, how are we interacting with our municipal governments? And I think that has been a really positive thing. It's another layer of complexity, another set of relationships to manage. But because we're here for shared life, we can do things together that I think in a lot of places end up not doing it. I would say things that you would not see if you're looking at my LinkedIn page. You would not see concerted talk show, radio, media campaigns to assassinate my character. You would not see organized disinformation to lie about the things I and other members of my community are doing. You can see it on my blog, the fights I have had with people who are disingenuous about their opposition to a project and use lies, misinformation, disinformation to undermine things in the public good.
Why this climate change is garbage.
That's a caricature voice we might think of as, a central PA farmer. And that's not always true at all. They say, I'm really doing things to use cover crops and I'm trying to fix nitrogen in my soil without chemical fertilizers. We want to take care of our soil and understand it's part of the carbon cycle. The better I take care of my soil, the better I'm taking care of the planet.